All right, ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? Chronic Chris here from Asgard Radio on a two-fisted Tuesday. Hell yeah, we were slinging double doses earlier. Oh, and right now we're sitting here chatting with Cameron Suave from the band Fencer. They are an independent band. Everyone out there, if you're regular, paying attention and whatever, whatnot, you know I'm on a quest to find specific Viking metal band. I hit up some PR people and they introduced me to these guys. And they got a pretty cool song, I thought. It's called Couch. So, can you tell me more? Like, what was the inspiration and motivation behind it?
Behind the song Couch?
Yeah.
Couch, all right. So we're a band. Of course, every band has their serious songs, but I don't know. We don't take ourselves as seriously. We have a lot of jokes. Couch just happened to be one of those joke songs. It's just a song about just kind of being super depressed, doing a lot of coke. And it's just kind of one of those fun, jumpy songs that we have. Um, where it kind of came from a jam session. I had a riff and then brought it to the guys, and we all formed that song. That's kind of where it came from. Fun little joke song. See Slider here. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? Now, I got all the information here right in front of me because Etra from the PR sent it to me. But tell our listeners and viewers out there, how did Fencer get started? How'd you guys meet up? I know two of you are brothers, but what's the rest of the story?
Yeah, so Scott and I, we are brothers, brother rhythm section. How it kind of all started is I met Field in a band that we both used to be in. It was a little trio. Fortunately, we kind of clicked. Field and I clicked more than the other guy in the band, and we kind of moved on to do our own thing. This was in like 2016, 2017 too. So for the longest time, Field and I were writing songs and just getting together between the two of us, and we were cycling between lineups. Really funny. I actually used to play guitar in the band, and we were a four-piece. And then we didn't like the drummer. Drummer left. I hopped back on drums, and we were trying to find a bassist. And I was like, "Oh, my brother's a bassist. Why doesn't he just hop in while we practice?" And it just kind of clicked, and here we are now, however many years later. That's how the whole gig got started.
Okay.
So that's how you guys got started. The current lineup, right?
Yeah, that's how the current lineup got together. We've bounced through some lineups and different kind of, I guess, orientations with the four piece, but we've kind of landed on this trio with Field, Scott, and I.
Okay. I got to ask a question though before I know Chris probably has. I got a few questions obviously, but
Go ahead.
Yeah, hit me.
I got one. Okay, your picture on your Facebook. Okay, the three of you.
Yeah.
Um, why does he look like he doesn't belong there? He's like,
I'm trying to envision. Oh, the film one. Oh, it's
yeah,
just I think he's trying to captive when we were doing the photo shoot, it was kind of a fun photo shoot. Every now and then Field likes to kind of have this like, oh, he likes to look uncomfortable. He likes to convey a sense of discomfort to put it in an eloquent way. So that's kind of where that one comes. It's a little mysterious. It's a little like, oh, he just conveys a little theme
he
of
does. He looks
discomfort.
very uncomfortable. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I should really be here.
Mm-hmm. But he does. He did want to be there, and I think he conveyed it pretty well. So it's kind of where that one comes from.
That killed me when I saw that. I'm like, is he in the band or is he just filling in for the video? What's he doing?
The photo bomber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not.
Okay, so I don't know if Chris asked this because I'm in late. It made me update and my camera wasn't working. So
We
I'm
literally just got started, brother.
Yeah.
okay, cool. And I'm sure you get this question asked all the time. The blue.
Yes.
What did and like I said, I don't want to I hate reiterating on what you probably already answered with everybody else, but I mean we have millions of listeners that would probably think, why is everything blue? And it's all different shades, right?
Yeah. It's
So
it's just blue. Yeah.
so what was the blue? What came up? How did you guys come up with that idea?
So it also came about when Field and I used to practice all the time. Is that I guess he and I have this thing called synesthesia, and basically you associate a color with a word or a color with a sound. The way we kind of found this out is there was a really awesome festival, Cal Jam 2017, great lineup. We went and we camped out, and overnight we were talking and we went through the entire alphabet. And each letter of the alphabet has a different color, and that it was a cool kind of bonding thing. So when we were writing all these songs, like in like 2017, 2018, whenever, all these songs were the color blue. So we were like, you know what? Let's just stick with it. Let's just write every single song. Every song is blue. If a song doesn't come across as the color blue, okay, we'll follow it up another time to turn it into the color blue. So that's kind of where that blue thing comes from.
Right on.
Okay.
I
All right.
definitely need to invest in one of them MILF hats.
Oh, they're great. I love those hats. They're great hats. They're
Those hats
really
are
well
awesome.
made. Yeah, it
Hang on,
was
I will be right back. My dog is barking to come in. I will be right back.
perfect,
All right,
perfect.
so you guys just released your self-titled debut album a month ago. How was that for you? I mean, you said you guys clicked in the studio and everything went well, and I know it's a grueling process making a
Oh yeah.
record.
It was super grueling. I mean, because the pandemic hit and we weren't allowed to go outside. So basically what that did is we were able to hone in on all of our self-producing stuff. So I did most of the producing myself. We recorded it all in our practice spot. Um, and we had the experience of making an entire record with completely our hands on it. There's no other record people. There's no one telling us what to do. It's, only us. And I like to think that it was literally only us. And then the one other guy who mixed it, he's great. He has mixed almost everything that we've released except for that first EP. He's great. He makes all the stems that I give him sound great. So we were able to
Oh,
kind of hone it in, self-produce. It was fun.
oh yeah, now they just released their debut album and they already got a big show coming up 2 weeks from the day. Tell us about that.
Yes, that is Monday night. We get to fill in a residency at the Whiskey a Go Go. That one is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be at the
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Oh, definitely. It says here it's a sold out show. So
Yeah.
if you ain't there, I don't know where you are, folks.
Yeah, I know where you are. All right,
So-
before we continue, we are talking to, because we are live streaming through while I'm on air right now, we're talking to Cameron from Fencer. They just dropped their brand new inaugural, initial, first, whatever you want to call it, album. So check them out. FENCER. If you come up and you see a bunch of blue pictures, that is them. So it says on their Facebook page, it says the debut self-titled album from Fencer out February 3rd. Obviously, it's out. So go check them out, pick it up, and buy their merch because the more you buy, the more they can tour.
Exactly.
So
That's how we make our money.
that's the way you make your money. Exactly. So
We gotta eat. We gotta eat.
gotta eat and gotta get gas money to them shows.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So what is the future look for you guys? I mean, I know what bands want to do. I do. I mean, I want to help out, and Chris knows this, why I started Asgard. We want to help as much as we possibly can. We want to promote your shows. We want to, tell everybody where you're going. So give our audience a little bit of what your plans are for 2023.
So, plans for 2023 is I think we want to start getting a little bit out of LA. Because LA, it's great. I love LA. Music scene is okay.
Yeah.
We did one run with a band called Bad Flower back in like 2019, and we did it mostly in like the East Coast, like South area, and they ate everything that we played up. So we're trying to get back out there. We're trying to get down out to like Arizona, Vegas. We did another little run up the West Coast, all the way up to Seattle. We're just trying to get back to all those places where we went, as well as kind of working on some new music. I know we just did an album, but we're already kind of starting to self-produce more songs to kind of put, up and ready whenever we're ready. It's time to release a new song. go through, wait another few months, release a new song, and kind of see what happens from there. But
All
touring
right,
would be awesome.
right
Releasing some
on.
more music.
Well, and Jim was saying, we like to help the bands out as much as we can. And another way we like to help bands out when you're on tour, feel free to go to asgardradio.com, click on Asgard Connect, and we got a whole network of people around the country that background check vetted just to make sure we're not sending you to spend the night with the Manson family. But
Yeah.
it's pretty much our rock and roll Airbnb. We, people on that list, you can contact them. They'll give you a place to sleep for the night, home cooked meal, do some laundry, take a shower without having to fork out money for a hotel, a restaurant, and laundromat and all that other bullshit you
Yeah,
got to
no,
deal with.
that's great. I've spent too much time at truck stops at 3 a.m. and dirty
Yeah.
truck stop showers, and maybe you get a bed to sleep in, or you just kind of sleep in the seat of a van. So that's sick. That's really good
I did this. Yeah,
resource.
I think I started it like 7 years ago.
Mhm.
And it started out small, but then it just kept growing and growing. And I'm in the process of making a new website, which is going to have a page. And not only is the page going to have the name, and contact, but if they give us their address, there's actually going to be a link on there for when you're on your phone that you can hit, and it'll actually give you directions on how to get to their house.
Oh, there you go.
So
That's pretty sweet.
all you got to do is give them a little, heads up. Say, hey, next week we're going to be in the area. Would it be possible for us to stay? I got you off of Asgard Connect. We got your contact and your address. Can we come in there that night? And a lot of them say, yeah, and I always say, as a band, it'll cost you nothing, but maybe some merch. Throw them a shirt, throw them a
Of
milk
course.
hat,
Bust
Yeah.
out an acoustic.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, really, if they're up at night after you guys get there, and maybe they're, and just say, hey, you want to. I'm sure you're going to be tired, but when people come to my house, I just throw everything in the living room, all the pillows, the blankets, and I'm like, y'all just take a shower. If you want to take a shower now, you want to take one in the morning. I'll do your laundry if you want laundry done. Just let me know. And usually they're like, I just want to fucking go to bed. I just want to fucking and sleep. That's all I want to do.
They want to
So,
lay down somewhere comfortable and pass the fuck out.
and then in the morning, I make breakfast. So,
Wow.
that's what I do. I cook. I'm
Very
a cook.
admirable. Man for the people. That's awesome.
Well, you know what? I just think it helps people. And when I was, back in the 80s, I'm old, okay? Back in the 80s, I saw Accept open for Motley Crue. I saw Metallica open up for Ozzy Osbourne. I saw, all these just 2-band concerts.
Yeah.
When I came home from Iraq, in 94, I was going to concerts, and it was like all these small bands were opening up. And then in 2000s, it was like, now they don't have openers and headliners. They have headliners, direct support, and then 2 locals. Or
Yeah.
they have, a band that paid to get on tour that's going with them for half the tour. And I'm like, these guys are pretty good, but they don't have a platform.
Yeah.
So that's why I started Asgard, for a platform for, bands like you that can
Exactly.
help. And as we rolled along, Chris probably Chris has been with us for a couple of years, and he has been the hardest working person I have ever had on Asgard.
Yeah, he was telling me he's got the 5 monitor setup. He's really doing it.
Yeah, he's got, dude. I'm telling you, because I work a lot as a chef, as a cook. So he does everything, man. Even through his car accident, and his 7 broken ribs and his broken. Yeah, he was fucked up.
Still a little bit, but
he
I'm
got
healing.
but he
Yeah.
did everything, and I was like, I could not be more appreciative of him. But he understands what we're trying to do, and he's been taking it to the next level, to where because I have bills to pay, and I don't charge anybody anything for songs. Like, I have bands that say, yeah, we need radio music. no, you don't. You come to us, and also he told us, which really surprised me, is that we have 12 million listeners.
Wow,
Ask
I
Alexa.
If you ask
that's
Alexa,
crazy.
say how many listeners does Asgard Radio have, and she will tell you 12 million.
Wow, I do not have an Alexa, but I think I have one. I'll ask them in a bit. There's
I
like
almost
one, I don't know, there's one somewhere in my house.
did. But I almost did. I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Hey, well, like I said before, Jim, I've spent years trying to find a station like Asgard to be a part of where I can run my own show, say my own thing, play what I want to play, and find bands that you're not going to hear on the radio. And Jim handed me the microphone and said, do whatever the fuck you want with your show. And that's what we're
You are.
doing.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Congrats.
So enough about Asgard. I didn't want to talk about it. This is your show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Chris asked you before I came on, but where did the name come from?
The name came from? Oh man, where did this name come from? So the name, I don't know if you know, but everything good is taken. Okay. So when we were coming up with it, I need to try and align it. Yes, it's been so long. We were cycling through names just to kind of go over, and we relate it to Field's mom and Field's brother, and they had like jumbled up a few, like sent us like 2 paragraphs worth of names, and in the name was Fencer. And I think when we were like, hey, we're like, how do you think of that one? They were like, because Field used to like fence because he was a fencer. And we're like, you know what? Out of all the ones that, they sent, we were like, that one kind of rings. It's a single word. The single word ones, it's very hard to find a single word band name right now because everything is taken. So we went through all the copyrights, we went through all the Instagrams, we went through all the Facebooks, everything. Nothing. It wasn't taken. We're like, all right, here we go. Got our copyright. We got everything down. Fencer's our name now. Super happy with it.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Come on, up here. One of my cats is trying to get on my lap.
Oh, I love cats.
I got 2 cats and a dog, and they just drive me nuts.
I know.
My kids are grown, so I live alone, so I have nobody to like take the damn animals out of here and so they're always with me. But anyway, what you said is like it was the same way. Again, I'm going back to Asgard, and I apologize. But it was the same way. I got names, and somebody sent me the name when I was trying to come up with something, Asgard, and I was like, hey, that's where the gods go to rock. So that became our mantra. Asgard Radio, the gods go to rock. So yeah, you get that. It's a mindset. It's like you get that name and it fits, and you just run with it.
Mm-hmm. That's how we got it.
So why you said you did something 2019? Obviously you've been together for a while. Why so long to come out with your debut album?
Okay, yeah, the debut album has been such a pain. It's been years of like literally blood, sweat, and tears to get this thing together. That's why all 3 of us are super proud of it because it's taken so much from us. So it's been in the works since I want to say like 2019. So after we got off the tour with Bad Flower, we were like, okay, we need to release music. We need to do something. Some of the people that we were with were like, hey, maybe don't release something right now. We didn't release stuff for like about a year, 2019, COVID-19 happened, and then it just boom. Can't play live, can't go out on tour, can't go off the momentum that we had when we just got off with Bad Flower and etc. But what it did do is we got in, like I said, we were able to hone in like home producing. We had actually recorded a full like 11, 12 track like album, and we completely scrapped the whole thing. So we had, we worked on it for like months because we had recorded it. I didn't have all the gear that like I needed to make it sound good, I guess. So we have literally finished recording it, and we were to the point to send it to a mix guy to get it mixed, and we're like, it's just not there. It's just not there as far as songwriting, as far as production. So we scrapped it, and then we were like, okay, we're just going to do an EP. So we started recording songs. That's when Sleep Count came out. I'm trying to think the next one after Sleep Count. Fish Friend came out. And then we were like, okay, we'll just throw those 2 songs as like a whatever, and then we'll do an EP. And then we're just like, dude, just screw it. Let's just do an album. So we put together the album, finally got it all recorded again, and then mixed it,
Yeah.
mastered it, got it out. All done.
Now,
So
I got she told me that you're a certified EMT by day. How long you been an EMT?
I've been an EMT since about a year and a half now.
Okay, right on.
Yes.
that's a hell of a gig, dude.
It
That's
is.
I was going to say, everyone out there knows we give the utmost thanks and appreciation to our first responders out there. And Cameron's also a surfer who volunteers for Life Rolls On. Tell us more about Life Rolls On.
So Life Rolls On is a foundation that puts all of its efforts towards getting people with physical disabilities to surf because they don't exactly have the means to do it on their own. So what the main guy, his name is Jesse, what he'll do is he'll put dates together all along the West Coast, all along the East Coast in like summertime. And basically it's in a time for all these people with physical disabilities to come sign up. We throw them out into the ocean. You get to push people into waves, and it's just so much fun because you get to be at the beach all day. You get to hang out with all these people who have some pretty incredible stories about how they got where they are, and being able to share the experience of surfing is pretty crazy. It's awesome to see that there's such an environment of fun and enjoyment.
That is
Unlike
that is
no other.
awesome, because I do watch a lot of like paraplegic and sports like that, and I know there is a woman surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack, and she's back to surfing again. And I
Yeah.
believe there's also a surfer with a prosthetic leg too. Not 100% sure.
I've definitely seen guys who are like that. And it's also, I've been doing it now for about 3-4 years now. So you have repeat people who come. So it's really cool to see the progress of, this one guy, the same situation that you just said. He has a prosthetic leg. When he first started in that first year, he was just doing the same thing. He had to lie down. And then eventually he stands up on his prosthetic leg on the surfboard, catching the waves. All we have to do when we're out there is we just kind of like, if he falls, just kind of be there just in case to help him stand up, help him get reoriented.
Make sure he gets back above the water.
Yep, and then we just push him back out into the waves, and he comes back in, and it's just a big circle. It's awesome.
That is
guys
awesome.
On board yourselves, or are you on jet skis? How do you guys get out there? I mean, what are you guys on?
So what we do is there's different levels. You can have shallow water, mid water, and deep water. Usually shallow water is after you push the people all the way into the sand. You just turn them around, push them to the mid water people where you're in, like, you could still stand.
Okay.
And then you just kind of follow them all the way out to the deep water where you kind of have to have fins on and you're treading water and you're holding these guys who are lying down on top of the board. And then either when a wave comes or when some white water comes, you push them into the wave, they catch the white water all the way down. It's just kind of like a big circle.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it goes.
So you're actually pretty one hell of a swimmer then, if you can tread water and sit out there, for what, hours and
out like 9 to 5. Yeah.
Oh my,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've been swimming. I like to brag and say I've been swimming since I've been 6 months old. So, so it's like I've been swimming for forever. I did swim, I did water polo, I do the surfing thing. So I love the water.
Water polo. You know what? I give everything, because when I was in the Army, we had to do drown proofing, and and that's taking your pants off, tying the legs, and then jumping in the water and holding your pants, and you have to tread water for I don't even remember how long it was, but I had my pants with the big bubble in it,
and you got to make sure you get the air pocket in your pants just right when you're getting in the water.
Yeah, you got to hit the water right. But water polo, Jesus Christ, I don't know how those guys. How do you do that? I mean, that's
It's just I don't know how either. Just get there and you do it.
So what do
That's
you? I mean, what do you do on your off time? Obviously you write. You want to get more albums. You want to get more songs. You want to get more concerts out there. Is there anything other than surfing that you do? Other,
Well, we got here
yeah.
that he's also into alcohol, which who ain't into alcohol?
Yes.
Cars and fashion. So, what's your favorite car?
My
That's
favorite, oh man. It's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one. I've always been in love with like the old muscle, like the old Chevelles, old SSs, all that stuff.
that's all
I
you got to say
also,
is American muscle.
yeah, you can never go wrong with an American V8. I have a little four-door Subaru WRX outside. It's, my kind of like JDM-esque car. I'm also right now, I'm into the Forerunners. I'm into the off-road cars. But if I had to pick one, I would go back. It would be like an SS or an old Chevelle or old Mustang. You just can't go wrong with those cars.
Oh yeah.
no, and they're easier to work on too.
Yes, a lot easier than the Subaru that I have. That's just a huge money pit that I need to get rid of.
Yeah,
So,
to change.
you know,
Hey, I'll tell you what, they used to make it really, really simple where the battery was right there, the starter was right there. It took 2 minutes to change the oil. And
well,
I got 6 years in an auto shop. So nowadays you got to take the tire off, take the wheel out just to change the battery. And sometimes it's not even
exactly.
there, it's under the back seat.
Yeah, you always
Yeah,
have to play games.
in the trunk, it could be anywhere. But yeah, I
Mhm.
growing up in the '70s and '80s, I got into working on cars and helping my friends get their cars going, and if somebody needed something. And then when I went into the army, I stayed mechanic, but I was in a frontline unit and cavalry unit, so I was a mechanic, and I worked on guns and missile systems and everything. So
Mhm.
it was really cool. But you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong with a classic. I want so bad. Oh my fucking, I want a 60. I was born in '68. I want a '68 Chevy so fucking bad, but they want,
Yeah.
oh my God, but they want so much money for them. I mean, the 40, 50, 60 grand. I'm like, dude, I'll buy a
Uh,
fucking 20 grand and do my own work on it.
yeah, I know. I see all the videos of people finding like old V8 muscle cars and that are abandoned. It's just like, just give me the shell. Just give me the chassis. I'll pay 7 grand for the chassis and I'll put whatever else in it, you know.
Oh,
Well, and
ain't
that
that
was
see
hey,
like an old old Mustang or Corvette or some Chevy in somebody's garage. I'd be like, how the fuck do you not know that's there?
Yeah, how do you not know what this is? Like,
right. Well, hey, that's how I got into fixing cars. I got tired of working, or I got tired of feeling ripped off by a mechanic. So I went to a guy.
mhm,
He's a disabled old guy that was a mechanic until he became disabled, and he taught me how to restore 65 through 74 Dodge, Chevy, all that stuff. And
mhm.
oh
All fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
My dad used to work on cars with one of his friends, and he had a car collection, and he had an old um Corvette. I can't remember what year the Corvette was, but it's still in like mint, low mile, same color, no rust, no nothing, like pride and joy.
right,
Still to
right.
this day for like however many years. And then he also has an old Willys that he's put a ton of work into
Don't
that
excite me
has
now.
like it has one there's a I think it's a Willys parade in Canada because this is up in Canada, but there's an old Willys parade for like the parliament there. It was like a big deal, and he was the first car to go down. It's this lime green, crazy, insane loud Willys. Was super crazy to look at, but I don't know. I thought
That,
it was that's how I kind of got into it. It's my dad.
Oh
well,
yeah.
that's cool. I mean, that's cool. You got into it with your dad, and there's only I said I would never own a foreign car ever, because
Yeah.
I was a steel worker at one time. I grew up in a town where it was nothing but steel working. Amoco. It's called Whiting, Indiana, and it was just nothing but steel mills. and my dad worked in the steel mill. My mother worked at a oil field, an American oil field, and so it was like everything was, and even when this is funny, when I was in Germany, my parents bought a house, and it was a long driveway, and my dad literally made my aunt park her Toyota at the end of the driveway and walk because the car would not be in his yard. He said,
Oh my gosh.
no shit. No, my dad was so against.
It's foreign yard.
Well, little did he know, nowadays your Toyotas are made in Tennessee.
Right. But no, back in the 80s, and
Right.
But anyway, but one car I want, and it looks like a mini Corvette, and I don't know if you ever heard of it, Cameron. It's called an Opel.
I've not heard of an Opel.
Look it up. It looks like a mini Corvette. It's a 4-speed. The back seat's about this big, and it's just a small, tiny car that
I love
is
small cars.
really cool. It's like a 78, I think.
Yeah, and I
Opel.
think they were made in like France or something like that.
They're German cars. They're
Germany,
German.
okay.
And it's just and I found one that I was going to purchase for $3,000 because the interior needed to be fixed up. And I'm like, I'm all about
That's
it.
easy. Yeah, that's easy.
Well, yeah, I'm like, fuck. Well, then I beat up my daughter's boyfriend and went to jail, so
No, these are I'm looking at them. They're like little tiny Corvette style.
yeah,
Hey.
they
All
are.
get ups.
Hey, I
That's
had the same problem. I was going to pick up a 52 Dodge D100. Guy wanted $500 for it. I had 500 in my pocket. I'm going out there. I get pulled over. Car gets impounded. What's the impound fee? 500
$500.
Motherfuckers.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as I get over this case and everything, gets done, buying an Opel that needs to be fixed up is going to be my little side thing, because I just think they're so cool. They're so small, and they're so, they look like a Corvette. They're just not. The transmissions are so easy to work on. It's a little bitty 4-speed, and like I said, you can't put anybody in the back seat. And like I said, my kids are grown, so they're not riding with me. Fuck that.
Yeah. But the Opel, no, that would be nice.
I could see Jim driving around with it with Max in the front seat. Max picking up the girls. Hey, ladies.
Yeah, me and my grandson.
Picking up the ladies in the Opel.
So you guys are based out of LA. Is that where you're originally from, or?
Born and raised in LA. It's a blessing and a curse. I always like to say LA is the greatest and worst place on the planet. Like I can't see myself living anywhere else, but at the same time the music industry is a little tough, and rent is always super high and everything's wicked expensive, so
yeah,
okay.
Why? And I don't honestly, I live in Indiana, so I mean we're gun-toting farmers and blue-collar workers. And I hear so much about California, and I'm like, how can I honestly, and I'm not trying to be facetious or nefarious, but I don't understand how people can live in California, because your taxes are so high, your rights have been taken away, and it just, and I'm not trying to I want to get on a political thing, but so I just cannot see somebody like myself going to California to live, because it just, the cost of living is so fucking high.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We've always used to joke that when we were on tour, you knew you were getting into California because the gas prices would go from like $2.50, $3, and then you go into LA and now it's like $5, $5.50. I don't know. It's some people like the city, every now and then I flip personally because I have a girlfriend who does the whole equestrian thing, so she's good with the farms and stuff, and it's like I would love to go live in Montana where I don't have to worry about anything and I take care of horses. That's my job. But it has its ups and downs. I agree. It's
I'm sure there's ups and downs. I mean, there is to every state.
Of course, yeah.
Just like California, I don't know. It just seems that every time you see the news, it's always something about California and them trying to change things, and I don't know. I don't know. It just that's
Yeah.
one of the states that, man,
Well,
it's
and
sometimes
I
it's
guess
gotta be
I
hard
guess
to
that
live.
that all depends on your perspective of it too, because I know people that have lived out there their entire lives that they love it. Me,
Yeah.
I'm from the Midwest. I was raised up in Iowa, Illinois. I live in Kentucky now, but out in 2007 I was out in California for a little bit, looking to maybe move out there, and I everything was too expensive, and I don't know, being from the Midwest, the people are different everywhere you go.
Yeah, we were lucky to be able to see it because we went on the tour. We went basically a big circle around the U.S. So we started in like Little Rock down here. So we went all the way through the Midwest, through Tennessee and Vermont, all the way down. So we were able to. I'm lucky enough, like sure, like I don't travel a bunch, but I would got to see like all the different sides. Like we went through the South, got to have the barbecue. We went up to New York, we had the pizza. Just we got to experience all the different cultures and all,
Yeah.
all that different stuff. And it's nice to get out of LA. LA is very much like once you're here, you're kind of stuck here.
Right
Yeah.
on. Any plans for another tour coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, please. Right.
Right on.
That's what we're trying to do next is we have a
Well,
few friends who, kind of are in a little bit better of a situation than we are, that we're kind of hoping to go out with them. But at this point, we're open arms to anyone who's like, hey, we're doing a little run on the US. Come with us. We're like, yeah, we'll go.
right on. Another idea for you guys to look at, and something we got to be talking about on asgardradio.com right now is I I'd be looking into Danny Wimmer's Zebra Space Zebra stage. It's where basically independent bands basically audition in like a battle of the bands type deal to get spots at Louder Than Life and Sonic Temple, Aftershock, stuff like that. And we are going to be giving out tickets coming soon for Sonic Temple.
Oh yeah, you should send that email to my way and I'll check it out.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, Chris got his ear to the ground more than I do because my weekends are complete. I work 12-hour weekends at the restaurant.
Ooh.
And it's just nuts. But my son is a security guard at Hard Rock Casino up here in Northwest Indiana.
Oh, nice.
So I have an inn at Hard Rock. So if you were ever touring with somebody, let me know. Do you have a tour manager or somebody that makes your tours or whatever, or help you out?
Completely independent. We got people that
But
help
you
us out
do,
with like art and music stuff, but
I
as
want to say
far
you
as
do
like
got
booking
your
agents and managers and all that, we're just completely all us.
they do got the PR people. That's how I found them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want somebody to help you with tours, I know people. I know a guy that does the smaller bands. He's really good at trying to get, even like if you're touring and you have 2 days off, he can get you a one-off at some
Oh,
little
nice.
bar, that might have, two or three bands that night. Even if it's like a cover band, you can
Hmm.
open for them because they don't. So cover bands are okay, but
Yeah.
they
They
don't
pull a
want to.
crowd. They pull a
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah, they do pull a crowd. So if you can get a cover band and they play for, sometimes they don't want to play for fucking 3-4 hours. They want somebody to play and then, they'll go on. So,
Hmm.
he can help you with that. So, I mean, I will send you whatever, information I have on,
Yeah.
trying to help you out to get you, first, nationally and then international. Obviously, like I said, we're in 70 countries. We have listeners in 70 countries, and
Wow.
that's all the DJs. from our girl in the morning to me to our overnight girl to Chris on the weekend. So honestly, whatever we can do for you, please just let us know. And I tell this to all the bands, and the bands just kind of just disappear. And I don't want you to disappear. I want you to succeed. Is why I made Asgard, and I don't, and I pay for everything. Literally, I pay for everything on Asgard, and I even pay for. Well, Chris wouldn't let me pay for his broadcaster, but if you become a DJ on Asgard, I pay half of your fee for the broadcaster. And
nice.
It's just we just want to help. I
don't take money from independents. I take money from corporations.
Exactly.
But
yeah, send it our way. We're glad to take any help that we can get. That's
I'll talk to the guy. I'll give him your information. And then hopefully you guys can talk back and forth, and hopefully get you out of LA and more this way. And just touring with somebody. I mean, he's really good at pairing up independent bands together and then them touring together.
That's nice.
It's really cool because he has two independent bands now. They're female fronted heavy metal bands that are touring the Midwest together. And he had three bands earlier in not earlier, but late last year, that were not mainstream bands. They were independent touring together on the tour. So yeah, he's really good on getting people, matching bands up. He is really good at that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be dope. I'd love to get on tour again, get on the road.
Oh, plus if you get around to the Midwest, I got a few venues up in Northwest or Northeast Illinois, South Chicagoland area. Plus, nice. I know a couple people through the power of the internet here that run venues up in Washington.
Oh, nice.
And I have, like I said, my son is a security guard at Hard Rock. There's a little venue here called Decibels, Portage, Indiana. So yeah, we have a lot of connections to different venues, promoters, just whatever you need. And cool. If I can help you guys in any way, we'll do it.
Yeah, no, definitely send all that stuff to us. That's pretty dope to hear.
I'm trying to find a good venue in my area, but hell, if I don't find one soon, I'm half tempted to buy 10 acres of land and build a stage.
That would be sick.
There's two areas in my area, two plots of land, 30 plus acres.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck. And what, honestly, and this probably, if you're religious, I'm sorry, but I want to buy
an old church,
an abandoned church.
Yeah.
It already has all the electronics in it, obviously, because they have the speakers. It already has, I already has a VIP room. We can do it on the balcony. It already has a green room, which would be, in the back where, the priest used to work, you get dressed.
And if it's the right church, the building is already built for the acoustics.
Exactly. Yeah. All I have to do is take all the fucking benches out, and you can put your fucking merch table in an old confessions.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I have it all set out. I just gotta find an abandoned church. I think it would be just fucking awesome.
Yeah, that would be tight.
Bands coming into a church, and playing, because like Chris just said, the acoustics are already there. It's a church. So
that's sick.
It would be fucking awesome.
No, that's dope.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the surfing thing.
Yes.
Obviously, I am born and raised in Indiana. never surfed, never have any idea how to surf. How the hell do you surf? How do you get up on a board and sit? I know there's the whole sex wax thing and all that stuff. I watch.
There's a whole process to it, but
You
it's
got to
like,
pop up.
yeah, it's all about timing and it's all about keeping your balance right. And it's just like, it's hard to explain other than So whenever you know when it's time to stand. It's like I can't tell you, like I can't describe it, but whenever we bring out new people, like my brother and I, we go surfing all the time. We'll bring out our friends because they're like, oh, I want to surf. And we're like, okay, cool, come with us. Two things we'll do. We're horrible surf instructors, but we love doing it. We'll go we'll go here, take a board and go have fun. Figure it out. We're gonna go surf. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Someday I want to try surfing. Someday I want to learn how to surf, and that's exactly how.
That's how you do it.
I'll have to do.
You
That's
have
how
to
I
learn
learn
that way.
everything.
That's the same thing. I always tell people, they're like, should I do the surf instructing classes? I'm like, no. Just find a friend who has a board, go out, and you're gonna figure it out eventually. But whenever our friends are at a point where they're like, okay, I kind of understand how to read the waves and how to catch one, they're like, okay, when do I stand? And I'm like, you just know when. The only real way I can describe it is that when the wave is pushing you to a point where you're moving forward, you don't have to do any paddles anymore. That's the time. And you just know when you're on the wave and you're paddling into it and you just keep paddling, when when it's time to stand.
But how do you stand and stick it? I mean, obviously, like our fingers and our toes, we have grips on them with our fingerprints and our toe prints. But how do you? Is it just balance? Is that all it is?
It's like it's a balance, and it's this too. I'll have some right here. You get some surfboard wax,
Mr.
so
Zogs.
Not Mr. Zogs. I don't have any Zogs on me. I have this one I got. It smells good. It smells like, I don't know. It smells like minty. I got this for free. It's like you put this on a board and you get like, it's like sticky.
So
it's
is it
like,
the same like a paraffin wax?
Kinda. If I have paraffin wax on
Or like a beeswax?
I know what that is. Yes, beeswax. But it's like it's like sticky so that you can put your feet down, you won't slip off the board.
Okay.
You kind of have that extra grip too, and it's honestly it's mostly balanced because it's not like when you're catching the wave, you stand wherever you can. If you stand in the wrong spots, you fall. So
right.
That's kind of how we do it. We just go, you know what? Go have fun. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we go surf.
So it's like skateboarding times 10.
Exactly. It's like skateboarding. If you ever been, well, wakeboarding is a little bit more like snowboarding. I'm a big outdoors guy. I love board sports. I wakeboard, I snowboard, I surf, big outdoors guy. But
right. Well, I'm thinking it's like skateboarding with just a little less control over where you're going and what's coming at you.
That is true. Yes. And I think if I have it correct, I could have it wrong, but skateboarding originated from surfing. They just took surfboards and just put wheels on the bottom of them. And started with longboards, and then they shortened them and got into skateboards. I think that's how.
I had one of the original banana skateboards, were those little, the little ones before they got big. But I did have a skateboard in 1979. I think my mom got it for me. So yeah, I had just one of those banana boards that we had, and I mean, you do what you do. You fall, you get skinned up, and you get back up and do it again.
Back up. That's the thing is you just got to learn how to do it.
Oh, Marty McFly created the skateboard in 1955.
That's true.
So, question: the original break, would that wave have been possible to surf?
I'm trying to think about. It's been so long since I've seen it.
The original one where he was in Australia, and he went to. There was a huge storm, and Keanu Reeves was going to arrest him, but he let him go and surf, and he never came in.
Never came in. Usually, if it's like storming, like period, nah.
Now,
Surfing is a different animal. I've been crushed a few times, and it's like it wakes you up. You get,
Yeah.
if you fall, usually the waves that are bigger are shallower on it, like in depth because the science behind it and whatever. Like when you
Well, it's
see,
because it pulls the water out, and,
yeah,
and and the water in front of you is going to be shallower than the water that's behind you.
yeah.
see,
So all those spots that you see like online, like Pipeline or Jaws or any of those stuff where they have like 20 to 30 foot faces. Of course I could have my numbers wrong, but just judging on seeing videos of people surfing there, it looks like, you have a 30-foot face and about maybe 7 feet below you. So it's like if you fall, you're going straight down to the reef and you're getting held there and
Right.
then you come back up. So
Yeah.
I get freaked out at like 5 feet. So I can't even imagine, like, honestly, even five to like if once I hit six, I'm not even going out. Like I'm just hanging out
well,
because the way it.
I've heard that hitting the water like that's like hitting concrete. And
Yes.
even if you're underwater already, someone told me that it don't matter when the wave comes crashing just because of the sheer force of it pushing down and in, or whatever direction it's pushing you.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter. It also doesn't really matter how good of a swimmer you are because a lot of times the water is sucking down. So I've had a few where like you get crushed and then you come up and you can catch a breath, but then it just pulls you right back down. So it's like,
Them
I mean,
undercurrents.
it wakes you up. It wakes you up. You get rattled. It wakes you up.
Hey
But it's
Chris,
fun.
we need to take vacation. We're gonna go to Cameron's house. He's gonna teach us how to surf.
I'll show you guys how to surf. I'll get you guys on the boards, and I have a great story. One of my favorite stories about teaching one of my friends how to surf is that every time someone comes and surfs with us, we always will send them through initiation. So someone goes and we'll tell them when to start paddling to go catch a wave. We'll go for it, go for it, go for it. And once this person starts getting a little too cocky, we'll send them into just a straight wall. You're not making it out. You're getting crushed. Just because we're gonna screw it. Just because we like to screw with you. That's the type of that's surfing. You get screwed with. So
See,
there's
but
this
that's
one.
army mentality. So yeah, I'm good for that.
Yeah, there was one friend that we had. He was starting to get a little cocky, so we're like, all right, we're putting him in one. We're putting him in one. This monster just wall. There's no way you're catching it. You're just getting straight and just going straight to the bottom comes. And we're like, let's do it. You're like, go for it, go for it. And he doesn't even look behind him to look at what it looks like. He starts paddling. There's a surf instructor like 5 feet away from him. He's like, no, no, don't go. And we're like, go for it. Sure enough, he goes for it. He gets crushed. We all die laughing. He comes.
Oh,
It's great. It's a great story.
So I'm
But
old. So I'm an old guy. So you kind of gonna have to kind of help me up there with my fucking walker and shit. I mean, I'm old. I've never
I
been.
see. I see guys out there of all ages. I've seen
Yeah.
guys. I've seen guys like 9 to however old, every age I've seen out there. It's great, man. Surfing's
Yeah.
fun. There's nothing quite like
now,
it.
now
Saltwater
That must be
therapy.
fun, though.
what's the perfect time to catch the best waves? Perfect time of year to catch the best waves out there in California.
Over here, it's like fall. It's not really summer and it's not really winter because winter, it's like right now I haven't gone so long because it's so cold. The water's like 50 degrees, maybe. It's terrible.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's cold. But summer is nice because honestly, I don't even know the science behind it. It's just the time of year sometimes will affect the way the tide hits hits the side, it's the coast, and weird science terms that just
yeah.
they say summer, I go, okay, I'm gonna go summer. That's what everyone says.
Okay. Oh. Now,
So
what's your favorite thing to drink? It says you like alcohol too.
that was where I was gonna go. Alcohol is one of your things. What alcohol? What do you do with alcohol? Because I'm a bourbon snob,
Mhm.
so I know bourbons more than anybody else that I know. So what is your go-to drink?
My go-to, and it's always hit or miss with people. I love a good tequila.
Okay.
It's always hit or miss. Everyone either goes, "Oh, really?" or it's like, "Oh, come on, man. Like tequila, really?" But tequila is something that's just, I don't know, it's good. I like mixing it. I can drink it straight. Tequila and a lime, it just does a spot. I do like bourbon. I need to get more into it, but it's really hard to like find a good one to start with. So I guess a good question for you is, if I want to get into bourbon, which direction can you point me into?
To be a beginner in bourbon,
Yes,
the best uh inexpensive bourbon is Evan Williams White Label 100 proof. That
100
is
proof.
that is the goat of cheap bourbon. And I don't want to say cheap. Well, it's inexpensive. All right,
Hmm.
that's like you're expensive. If you want to get into name brands to begin, it would be Buffalo Trace.
That's
Uh,
yeah, monkey shoulder.
Monkey
Buffalo.
shoulder. Oh, I think I have a monkey shoulder
No,
shooter right
no,
here.
no, 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 listen, no, no.
I
Monkey shoulder is a scotch that is not that great. I'm sorry. If you
Ah,
have a taste bud in your
you
mouth,
know,
don't go to monkey shoulder.
I
all
used
right.
to have a friend that would switch up Buffalo Trace and Monkey Shoulder, and every time someone says Buffalo Trace, for some reason Monkey Shoulder comes into my mind.
That monkey shoulder is to me, to my palate, it's fucking gross.
So no monkey shoulder. I'll stay away from monkey
No.
shoulder.
Elijah
Stay away from
Craig,
Dana White.
yeah, Elijah Craig is a good one. If you could ever find an Elijah Craig toasted barrel, it's fantastic.
Toasted barrel.
Awesome. Also, Eagle Rare comes from Buffalo Trace. Eagle Rare is great. Now, if you want to get into expensive, 100 or more, Booker's is a great one. Knob Creek 18 is great. Knob Creek 12 is fantastic. Knob Creek 9, 9-year-old is good, but the 12 is so much better.
12 is
And
good. Nice.
and both Buffalo Trace and Knob Creek are on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
nice.
Yeah. I just bought, and I kicked myself in the ass as I was walking to the car. I just bought Woodford Reserve 156 dollar bottle of their kind of, I guess you want to call it reserve. It's sitting on my mantle. It's not gonna move. I'm not gonna fucking
Oh,
drink
yeah,
it.
it's not a good touch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a drinker.
crack it open for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
That's what Woodford Reserve is the official sponsor for the Kentucky Derby. And
yeah.
every time I hear of it, I think of the rich people in the
Uh,
funky hats watching the horses.
Now, Woodford Reserve does have a bottle of that they have for the Kentucky Derby every year.
Yep.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, they do. They do have a Kentucky Derby Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve and Woodford Reserve Double Oak. If you want something that is, there's a little more burn to it for a bourbon. The Double Oak is really good. It's got good spices. It's got a lot of taste, and the back end of the drink will really kind of, if you're not expecting it, it will kick you. It'll kick you in the teeth.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
good, man. I gotta try those out.
I am
What,
also a fan of the Jesse James bourbon.
he likes Jesse James, and I'm not. I'm a snob. I'm a bourbon. Jesse to me just isn't a bourbon that I would go to.
Mhm.
It's good. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It's good. But
I know I listened to your list. Jim likes the top shelf bourbons.
yeah, I
Top
do.
shit. I mean, it's fair. That's fair. That's good.
Um, what's another one? Oh, what the fuck is it called? It's single barrel. I can't even think of what it's called right now. I don't know, but no, see, because right now, no, there's no money given here, but this is the Evan Williams 100 proof white label. This is,
Oh, okay, that's I'll remember that.
I don't know what it would cost in California, but in Indiana, it's like $15.
Oh,
And yeah, it's just a basic bourbon. It has your caramel, it has a little bit of cinnamon taste, no real back end burn. It's just a basic bourbon. I have like I said, I just bought. I mean, I have Bookers. I have two Bookers actually that are not opening. I have a Knob Creek. Not, dude. If you want Knob Creek, if you want a good bourbon, Knob Creek 9 is where to start, and Knob Creek 12 is fantastic, but it's going to cost you a little bit. I have a Knob Creek 18 sitting on my mantle that is just sitting there waiting for my daughter to get her head out of her ass. Dickel is another one.
George Dickel, yeah.
Dickel is another one that I picked up, which is really good. It's not smooth, but it's really good.
Oh.
There is, I mean, there's so many out there that that you can come across. But
Four Roses.
Four Roses, single barrel is fantastic. Four Roses, anything other than it's a square bottle is their best one, and that is the one that I get. Anything other than that is I'm really not a fan of. It's got an odd taste to it. The Four Roses is just, it's a great bourbon, but it's different for different tastes. I like the single barrel. I don't like the combined barrels or the the other ones that they have. I'm not really a fan of. They're a little bit kind of off. Some are sweet, some are not. Another one is Angel's Envy. If you can get an Angel's Envy at a good price, it's really good. It's fantastic. Angel's Envy is really good.
Cool. I'll have to remember that. Yeah, I'm not like huge into alcohol, but it's like, I want to start getting into like the more bourbon side and all that stuff and start getting away from the clears.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've become more of a collector than I am a drinker, but because I'll drink the 100 proof Evan Williams, but everything else is on my mantle that just sits there, waiting for something to come on. I have a Dickel 15-year that's just sitting there waiting to be drank. Oh, also, if you can find an Eagle Rare is so good. It's fantastic. It comes
I
from
gotta try that.
And then Blanton's. Now, if you get a Blanton's, it may cost you a little bit. And if you get all the Blanton's, their toppers are of racehorses. And if you get all of the Blanton's, and they actually spell, because each one has a letter. And if you can get the letters of all it spells out Blanton's, and you put them all together, it looks like a horse that is running.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. So, I like the little tricks like that. Those are cool.
Yeah. So Blanton's has, and people don't really get it, and I don't know why, because Blanton's doesn't cost that much. It's like a $50 bottle. The collector's item of it is more of the topper than it is the bourbon itself. So if you get Blanton's, and they actually sell a board where you can put all the Blanton's toppers in where it spells Blanton's and it has the horse running. But Blanton's
Nice.
is very good. It's a fantastic bourbon.
Cool. I
Now,
gotta try
if you
this.
ever now when you guys do go on tour and you get to the Midwest, if you're up in the Chicago area, you have to try a Chicago handshake.
No, don't do
You'll
that.
you'll hate me afterwards, but you'll have a new appreciation for life.
Oh my gosh. I have to ask. I have to ask, what is a
It's
Chicago
it's
handshake?
it's a shot of Malort chased with an old style. And the thing about it is a Malort is a whiskey that was created by a guy that was an extreme heavy cigar smoker, and he wanted to have a whiskey he could taste over his cigars. So I believe it's heavy on the wormwood and it gives it like a thick black licorice taste.
Oh, really?
Yes, it tastes like wormwood and ash.
Sounds great.
Dude, that is
Yeah,
called.
it sounds tough.
And it says on their website 1 in 72 people actually like Malort. I'm one of those weirdos.
Oh my god. There
Dude,
you go.
Lord is fucking gross. I wouldn't wish that shot on anybody, but come through and you want to, you want to experience a Chicago shot, that would be it.
I can't remember it. Oh man.
So before we wrap things up, let's go back to Spencer. Let's go back to your to what's going on with you. How can we get in contact with you? How can other people get in contact you and get your merch, your albums, your inaugural album, and anything else we can do to put you out there?
Yeah, plug yourself.
Yes, this is my favorite time. So you guys, anyone's listening, you can find us on every single platform. We are Fencer Band, which is a big flex of ours. We have Fencer Band on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Shopify. I believe we own fencerband.com too. That's the website. Pick up merch, all that other stuff. It's all fencerband.com, or not .com, at fencerband.
Right on.
Well,
Yeah.
do you have a website or is it Facebook?
I think, let me see if it
I do
actually
have a
works.
link tree.
The link tree definitely is what's up. I'm seeing if our Fencer Band actually works. Yeah, the fencerband.com works. We got it set up a few days ago, and I believe you can actually get merch through it too. Scott did it. Oh, it did it on Bandcamp or Shopify, one of the two. But yeah, fencerband.com, that's where we kind of run. That's the HQ spot. People are trying to get involved. Or Instagram. We are very Instagram heavy. It's our main platform is Instagram.
Okay.
Working on TikTok right now too. But
I started a TikTok just for Asgard, so yeah. TikTok is a good thing, but Biden's trying to eliminate it from all U.S.
all something. Yeah. I know, because it's a little weird because TikTok will blow stuff up out of random. It makes, like, honestly, one of my friends from high school, her name is M. Bayhold. She's like a pop artist, but she blew up and she's now one of the biggest artists in the US right now because of TikTok. It's pretty insane to me how much of a hold TikTok has on the music industry right now.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I have more friends on TikTok through the music industry than I do on Facebook, because everybody is going on TikTok.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit, it sounds like I need to play a game of catch up here. I'm still fucking around with Facebook.
Hey, Cameron, it's been great. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything that you have given us. and you can contact us, and I tell this to everybody, and it's not a bullshit statement. If you ever need, if you want to do an interview because you're coming through an area, just give us a contact, give us a heads up. If you ever need, if you have another song coming out, let us know. We'll do what we can for you. Seriously, it's just what we do. You can contact Chris, you can contact myself, and anything we can do for you, we'll help as much as we can.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's great. No, thank you guys very much. It's been awesome chatting with you guys. It's been, great hearing all the stuff that you guys are doing for independent bands. All the Airbnb stuff is an awesome idea. Well, we're definitely gonna have to use that whenever we get back out.
Yeah, and if you come to the Midwest and you're in Northwest Indiana, all you got to do is give me a call, and man, all I got to do is throw everything out. I literally bought extra blankets, pillows, and everything for bands to stay the night, because I just want I want you to save money. I want you to be able to tour more. I want you to be able to make the money that you want to make for what you do. So I have a shit ton of blankets and pillows.
Yeah, well, we'll let you know. We want to go back to the Midwest because last time we were out there, they ate us up. So we're trying to get back out there.
No, no, we won't let that happen. So, but yeah, it's been awesome. It's been great talking to you, and I really appreciate your time. Next time, get your brother and everybody else on here, and
Yeah, we will.
and we'll get everybody on air. And like I said, we have, according to Chris, we have 12 million listeners, and according to my analytics, we have 70 countries. So
That's
hopefully
pretty nice.
we can get your music out to more than just the U.S. and help you guys as much as possible.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen out there, it has been a blast sitting here hanging out with Cameron Suave from Fencer. I'm Chronic Chris of AsgardRadio.com. Slider hanging out. Until we get together next time, ladies and gentlemen, Asgardians worldwide, keep your fucking horns up and keep it rocking.
All right, well.